Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So as you know, Monday means it's Modern Monday here in Instant Deck Tech land, and we have a super spicy artifact-based deck to check out today. This is Thopter Whir, comes to us from Pheasantry, who took it to a 5-0 finish in a competitive league on Magic Online. So congrats to Pheasantry on their finish with the deck. A quick reminder before we break down Thopter Whir for Modern. If you enjoy this deck and you want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So Thopter Whir is built around Whir of Invention, kind of the Chord of Calling for artifacts. Basically, we're looking to improvise out a Whir of Invention using a bunch of cheap artifacts and set up a super powerful combo. It's a little bit slow, but it wasn't that long ago that Thopter Foundry Sword of the Meek combo was actually banned in Modern. Basically, if we can get these two 2-mana artifacts on the battlefield together, we get to make a 1/1 flyer and gain a life for each mana we have. We just keep sacking the Sword of the Meek over and over and over again to Thopter Foundry, which makes a 1/1, which triggers Sword of the Meek from the graveyard to come back into play. So we just make this big board full of tokens, and while it's not an infinite combo that wins the game right away, gaining 5 life, 6 life, 7 life a turn, making 5/1/1, 6/1/1, 7/1/1s a turn is usually enough that over the course of 2, 3, maybe 4 turns, we're able to put the game away with this big board full of flyers. So Whir of Invention is primarily to search up these pieces, but to really power up our Whir of Invention, we need a bunch of cheap artifacts to use the improvisability. If we're spending the full 5 mana on Whir of Invention to get a sword, to get a Thopter Foundry, it's a lot worse than if we can do it for 3 mana and tap a couple artifacts. So we have a bunch of cheap artifacts to power it up. Mishra's Bauble, super sweet. It can add a mana with the improvisability on Whir. Also can just draw us a card to find a Whir, find our combo pieces. Welding Jar gives us a cheap artifact to tap for Whir, plus it helps protect our combo. So we're able to regenerate through an Abrupt Decay, through a Wear Tear, through an Ancient Grudge, one of those artifact destruction spells that would break up the combo. Pithing Needle gives us the ability to shut down opposing Planeswalkers, opposing sweepers like Oblivion Stone, things like that that activate from the board. Just a one of, but remember that Whir can tutor up any artifact, so having one Pithing Needle in the deck, or a couple of Welding Jars in the deck, is a nice benefit for Whir as well, because maybe we really need to stop a Karn Liberated. Instead of focusing on setting up our combo with Whir, we can Whir out the Pithing Needle, stop the Karn, and then go towards the combo after we have the problem taken care of. Mox Opal and especially Pentad Prism are super sweet in this deck. So Mox Opal is a little strange because it adds mana twice with Whir, so it doesn't actually work. We can tap it for mana, we can also tap it to Whir for mana, so it mostly helps us ramp into our other artifacts. Pentad Prism is super awesome though. It's one of the best cards for Whir of Invention because we play it, it has 2 counters. We can also tap it, so essentially for 2 mana, it's adding 3 mana towards Whir, and it's blue mana, so it helps pay for the part of Whir that we can't pay for by tapping artifacts. So with just a single Pentad Prism, we need 1 real mana and 1 more artifact mana to be able to pay for a Whir X2 and find a combo piece. So it's really strong with the Whir plan. We also have Ensnaring Bridge, which is another Whir target, only a 2 of, but since we have the 4 Whirs to find it when we need it, good way to stay alive against creature-based decks. We can get empty-handed pretty quickly, we have a ton of cheap artifacts, so it just buys us a bit of time to set up our combo. Works really well with our combo as well, because all of our creatures are 1/1s, so we're able to draw our card from the turn, we'll have 1 card in hand, attack with all of our Thopters, then we can play that card, get empty-handed so our opponent can't attack. So a nice little synergy there. As far as the non-artifact cards in the deck, Inquisition, Collective Brutality, give us some discard. Collective Brutality also works as removal. And then we have Tezzeret, Agent of Bolas. So it might be weird to be talking about Tezzeret at the end of our deck tech, but this is really a Whir deck. While it sort of is a Tezzerator deck, the real payoff here is Whir of Invention. That's the plan A. Tezzeret, Agent of Bolas is our backup plan, and it is a very good backup plan. It cycles through our deck to find our combo pieces, our artifacts. It can go beatdowns by turning artifacts into 5/5, And then we put a lot of artifacts on the battlefield, especially with our Thopter tokens. So if for some reason we can't win by beating down with Thopters, we can ultimate Tezzeret just one turn after it comes into play, close out the game with the Drain ability in conjunction with all of our tokens. Certain Visions just gives us something to do on turn 1, sets up our plays in future turns. As far as the mana base, some shock lands, some fetch lands, some basic lands, and an Inventor's Fair, one more way to search up an artifact, a little bit of incidental life gain. As far as the sideboard, we get a ton more tutor target artifacts. Nile Spellbound, Grafdigger's Cage for graveyard decks. Grafdigger's Cage actually helps against Collected Company as well and some other fringe decks. But remember, we can play these as one-ofs because we can always whir them out when we need them. Torpor Orb to shut down Collected Company-based decks, creatures entering the battlefield. Another Needle. Time Sieve lets us make some turns, maybe even go infinite with turns. If we can get to 5 mana and have the Thopter Sword combo set up, we can sack enough artifacts each turn and make enough artifacts each turn to just keep taking an extra turn after each turn, make more land drops, make more Thopters. Eventually that wins us the game. Quicksilver Fountain is really weird. I'm not sure the actual point of Quicksilver Fountain in this deck. It's like a really weird, slow Blood Moon that turns lands into islands. I don't know. I'm not sure what the plan is. I guess maybe it's good against Eldrazi Tron in some way, but it seems really slow. Witchbane Orb is our artifact tutorable version of Late Line of Sanctity. Etherworm Canonist for storm decks. Defense Grid to fight through counter spells. Herald of Anguish gives us another payoff and a non-artifact payoff. So if our opponent has a Stony Silence or something, we can just improvise out a Herald of Anguish after sideboarding to win the game that way. And some Abrupt Decays for removal. And that is Thopter Whir for Modern, and that's our instant deck tech for today. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.